Hello everyone, it's good to have you all on board to understand the tutorial, the teacher's tutorial. And in today's tutorial, it happens to be the very first class we have on the course MAC333. And we're going to be talking about broadcasting and electronic media. And electronic media. Now, broadcasting, I'm pretty sure is not a new word to this department, to students in this department. Likewise, electric media. Electric media might be kind of new, all right? But broadcasting is one thing is a terminology we've been able to discuss well, dissected properly in one of our classes. I think that was Mark 341 or Mark 341 thereabout. We talked about broadcasting. But nevertheless, in this class, we are going to talk about what it means by broadcasting. Likewise, we're going to also talk about what it means by electronic media. Okay? When you hear broadcasting, what comes in mind? And when we talk of electronic media as well, what comes in mind? Are we together? So now, I want to apologize to us that it's not going to be a long class, more like a kind of introduction for tonight's class, and then our next class will take things properly. Now, when we talk about broadcasting, okay, we are simply referring to the transmission, all right? We are simply referring to the transmission of programs or information through air, all right? The transmission of programs or information, all right, through the air. Now, talking about the air now, we simply categorizing that, we are simply categorizing under the air the likes of radio and television, okay? While the electronic media encompasses communication method using what we refer to as electronic devices, all right? Communication through the air, all right? And we have radio, and we have TV, okay? Under here, we have electronic media encompasses communication method through the use of electronic devices, all right, through the use of electronic devices and technology, okay, through the use of electronic devices and technology to transmit, all right, content, all right, through the television, radio, internet, social media, mobile applications and the likes. So let's just put that electronic devices and technology. All right. So one of those days whereby communication can be done only through television and radio. Gone are those days. This is what is recent now. Electronic media. Even televisions these days, you see smart TVs having Netflix, smart TVs having YouTube, smart TVs having Facebook. All right, so gone are those days whereby it's just TV and radio. It has gone beyond that. So we have that as that. Now, electronic media and media. Now, we talked about broadcasting and electronic media. All right, just a little bit more on electronic media. They are media that uses electronic or electromechanical energy. Media that uses electronic or electronic electromechanical energy. All right, so electronic media is what we call electromechanical, all right, energy. Okay, uses electromechanical energy in order to access content. Now, let's take a step forward. Now, electronic media is usually used in contrast with print media. I believe we know that these are two different things. All right? Print media is totally different from electronic media. I believe we know that, right? When we talk about print media, those are more like, all right, the written content, all right, print media. Now, the term may include all equipment used in electronic communication, all right, the process of electronic communication. Speaking of electronic media, are we on the same page? The use of electronics makes life easier. Today, without certain electronics such as mobile phone, life will become somewhat boring and lonely. All right, so the advantages of electronic radio and television in broadcasting, all right, include wide range audience, diversified to fit many different audiences. What are we being told here? The use of TV, all right, in broadcasting. Don't forget that TV and radio too, there are some radio that are electronic radio too, that they have to be connected. Like some of the ones they have in the car, some of the ones they have on the cell phone, smartphone. All right, they have made communication so smooth and effective. Now, don't forget, when we say print media, all these magazines, all right, comics, book, those are print media. But when we say electronic media, these are media you get from electronic devices or technology that uses electromechanical energy. So we'll call it a wrap here for today. Thank you very much, everyone. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty short one. We've been able to establish what it means by electronic media broadcasting, and we also talked about how effective broadcasting in conjunction with electronic media has aided communication in this contemporary era. Thank you very much, everyone. Do have a wonderful evening, and bye for now.